Because the P is still on there, so.
That one's more separated. See, I can sort of poke through.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I like that little guy.
So what do we need?
Well, I was confused about what we took off when we took this off.
That's the
'Cause
dura.
it looks like, but this looked like
And that
important
is
stuff.
okay, so that's the pituitary gland.
Oh. Okay, that little guy.
So the pituitary gland, is it still on this one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the pituitary gland there.
Okay.
You see all of these little black stuffs?
Yeah.
Those are blood vessels.
Okay.
And remember, the pituitary gland is an endocrine organ. So when it releases the hormones, it's releasing them into the blood.
Right.
So the pituitary is surrounded by blood vessels and capillaries.
Okay.
So its pituitary gland is pretty big in comparison to our brain, right?
It is a little bit bigger. One of the things that, and this is the optic nerve and tract that came off too.
It kind of just peeled right off
Yeah,
like a
no,
banana.
It does. You have to be careful with that if you want it intact. It's a lot easier to take it off than it is to keep it. Some of that is, it's a little bigger in sheep. The other thing is relative to their body size, it's not that much bigger than ours, a little bit. But remember that if this were a human brain, there'd be all this cortex on top that's not there.
Okay.
So the fact that they pretty much just have, there's the diencephalon, there's the brain stem, there are the hormonal parts like the pituitary gland, and most of their brain function is, instinct and hormone and things like that, whereas we have all this extra stuff on
Thinking
top.
and
that's sort of
memory
taken
and all that.
over
Okay.
Some of that space.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna take off some of his arachnoid here. So we can,
Yeah, is that the dark? Is the arachnoid the dark stuff, or is
yeah,
that blood?
it's got it's got these blood vessels sort of running through it.
Oh, I see now. Oh, that's hard to see the arachnoid unless you.
Okay. So is this sort of spider webby kind of a thing? Okay.
What?
Sorry, yeah, I'm sort of digging into the brain a little bit more than I wanted to, but see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of it on the frontal lobe of the other one, I think.
I'm gonna sort of-
Ooh.
Okay. So if we separate this here, we can see the superior and the inferior colliculi. So this is the midbrain.
Okay.
Superior colliculi, inferior colliculi.
Okay.
Okay. If you look from the
Oh, I see.
inside, you can really see how big the superior colliculus is relative to the inferior colliculus.
Oh, okay.
Superior, inferior.
Okay.
In humans,
Yeah.
those four are roughly the same size.
Okay.
Okay.
But remember the corpora quadrigemina, 4 bodies, that includes the 2 superior colliculi, the 2 inferior colliculi.
Right.
Okay. 4th ventricle underneath the cerebellum.
Okay.
Okay. 3rd ventricle is basically around the thalamus in here. You can't really see it very well on a sheep. This is the thalamus. Okay. This is the interthalamic adhesion, the part of the thalamus that runs across the midline and keeps the 2 halves of the thalamus talking to each other.
Okay.
Okay. Lateral ventricles are inside there.
Oh, so that is a ventricle.
Okay. So lateral ventricle is the big hole.
Okay.
And
then the thing
there's a piece of tissue that I just poked through that it's gone on both sides, but it kind of runs over the top. That's the septum pellucidum.
Okay.
It's sort of the membrane over the ventricle.
Okay.
Or, in the middle of the 2 ventricles.
Okay.
Okay, so corpus callosum.
Is the stuff around it, right?
Yep.
Okay. Is it on the? Is it the stuff on the bottom right
No.
there, or is just the top?
Just the top part.
Okay.
The stuff on the bottom, we're getting into limbic structures like the fornix and
Okay.
stuff like that. I'm not going to ask you guys to tag the fornix or anything
Okay.
like that in a sheep because it's really hard to determine what's what. But the top part is definitely the corpus callosum. So all of this.
Okay.
So in this lab practical, are you gonna just like have it pinned and say what is this? Okay.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, very nice optic nerve, optic chiasm, optic tract.
Okay.
Okay. Lobes are kind of hard to see on the sheep, so I'm not going to ask you too much, but I could do, if it's obvious, occipital, temporal, parietal, frontal,
Yeah.
cerebellum, obviously. Regions of the brainstem, so where the colliculi are, so superior, inferior colliculi.
Yeah.
That is the midbrain.
Okay.
Pons
Yep.
is this region here, where you have the cerebellum and then the pons on that side, and then the medulla oblongata.
Okay.
And then this guy here, okay, so don't get confused. Superior and inferior colliculi.
Yeah.
This here is what?
Yes.
No, she
What is it?
I know, that was my answer, yes.
That's the pineal.
Oh, okay. So you see the body there.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's on the dorsal part. The dorsal has the
Pineal
corpus
gland.
quadrigemina and the pineal and the cerebellum. The ventral part has the olfactory, bulbs and tracts, optic.
Optic.
It's really hard to see on this guy. So mammillary bodies, not so much. Probably tag him on a human if I tag him.
We could see it. Really
Yeah, that
well
was really
over
easy
there.
on the human brain.
Yeah, pituitary hanging off the bottom there.
Yeah, mine came off.
So,
right there.
yep, right there.
Okay.
Cool. Anything else that you guys want to see quick?
I don't think so.
On a sheet?
I don't think so.
Can someone
Thank
send
you.
me those videos?
Yeah,
Oh,
she
yes.
will.
All
Thank you very
right.
much.